to another gameplay of Vampyr. I'ma give y'all another playthrough of Vampyr. It is back where I left out, you feel me? But hold on 1 second. This is a live playthrough, so forgive me. Let me get this thing started. Make sure y'all can hear me. I don't know if y'all can hear me yet. Let me check. Oh. Ooh, that was nice. Nice. Hold on, let me see. Damn, that's big than a mother, boy. Oh, I can change where I can be at. Okay. Alright. Hold up, bro. I just got happy. Ooh. Boom. Hold up. I don't want more for that. Let me see what that look like real quick. I don't like that. I don't like that. Let's take that junk off. Can they see me? You don't miss side screen if I don't like it. I'll change it if I don't like it. Mic check, can y'all hear me? Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, 1 2. Can you hear me? What it is? It's your boy Fourth back on the beat. About to play Vampyr up in the business. Alright, let's get it. So far, you know what I'm saying? Y'all done tuned into my last video, you know what I'm saying? You know, we done got beat. You know what I'm saying? We a Vampyr. We trying to figure out why we a Vampyr, how it happened. Damn. You know what I'm saying? We trying to figure out why we a Vampyr. You know what I'm saying? So, let's get into it. I got somebody in the party too, so y'all can hear them, know. I don't know why. Like I said, this is live right now, so. Shout out to that boy here, man. He in the party with me right now, so he gonna be listening to what I'm saying. So, when I'm in the party with him, I hope his voice don't be bouncing off the walls or anything. Like, I'm know when I watch my own video, but I hope y'all enjoy it. I appreciate y'all watching. So if you hear me talking, you might be talking to him sometimes, but I'm also talking to y'all who's watching, tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Live, playthrough. I ain't never seen nobody do this. You know what I'm saying? From the ATL 903, you hear me? 903, that's what they say. I say 903. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas in the A say 903, you hear me? But yeah, we got bit, trying to figure out what's going on. It's a little safe house I found. Got to check that my other video, see how I found it. But it's part of the trail. We're going back out here and follow the blood trail, get more information. So far we know that he came up here. You still gotta stay low though. Still gotta stay low. We don't really need a fool down, to be honest. Just keep pushing. If they see us all well, we'll fight. Look at this blood right here. Up in there. There's blood in there. He must have found a way to get through there. Looks like that might be a way.
Fresh blood. The whole
blood quality we do not know. But we might check that out. Two-handed weapon. So that's a special ability. Just accept a promise, my dear. You're the last, my dearest friend.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
I can't even go back to my mode.
Will please.
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
Damn, I probably need to move my camera, y'all. Can't see. Can't see my health. He bit me too. I'm biting back. This type of game we play, sir. Bite him again. Get some of that blood, boy. Good, will you? Can't even see my health, so I'm whooping your head again. I'm gonna change the settings after this fight, though, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Those who's watching. Tune in there to your boy channel, you know what I'm saying? Future. I'm the future right now. I'm the future for y'all. Y'all live streaming and stuff. Heck yeah, yes, sir. Talk to my boy Hitman right now. I'm recording that outside. It's my shepherd, you know what I'm saying?
William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Hold on, y'all, before we get to the story. I'm going to switch over my camera. I don't like it being on this side. I can't see my health. So what if I'm in danger? I gotta see it, so I gotta put it back over here. Let's go.
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by Scal?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe so. I already have.
What's good? Welcome to the stream, my boy. Mr. Walls came through. I'm saying, watching your boy. Shout out to one that's one of my supporters, day one supporters, you know what I'm saying? Say what's good on the stream, my boy.
George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders.
Who said that?
Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment.
What did it say on the chat, bro?
We can
Who
leave
said
this
that?
awful place.
That was you type something on the chat?
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed...
Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna have to put that chat up.
Yeah, that was me talking.
Oh, it was good, folks, bro. I was trying to make sure there wasn't nobody else.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I almost tend to my fault. My flock needs me.
Yes. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
So was William the one that was biting down? See, look at my health. My health wasn't looking too good.
This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire?
He probably just like you.
I must find a place to analyze the blood.
The thirst took over him. He got too thirsty out here, so I feel like he done went deep in. That's what I'm guessing. Like I said, we ain't played the story yet. I don't know the story yet, but I feel like as we are a doctor, you know what I'm saying? Got some shillings, some more shillings out here, you feel me? Shout out to some shillings. I'm telling you, you know, some more viewers, so I'm guessing it ain't to the blow. Let's go. Got a trophy down the road, got a trophy.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. For London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal. If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the
administrator. You hear my voice on the chat, on the stream.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood
of St. Paul's.
I just have to make sure my voice is heard.
But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself. Doctor.
Hey, man, you got a job right there, my boy. You can be a dude that make sure my sound straight.
You are Dr. Jonathan Reed,
like you can
a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct.
Yes, I do it straight, like I only doing this all the time.
I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain.
Forever get big, I ain't gonna say get big, man, but
Reed.
you know what I'm saying, get more people, so. I said, you can do that, bro. Like, come through.
I attended 3 of your seminars.
Anybody that's in the circle,
I have the utmost admiration for your research.
I still like pockets, good shit.
What a turn of fate. England's most esteemed
bloodstone
returns to London a vampire.
Yeah.
Big blood, you know.
Again. From a so-called science.
What's that, vampire?
Traditionally, the goal of science is to refute.
Your screen and shit.
Nah, shit.
Nah, nigga, no, yeah.
Live playthrough, shit. Hell yeah, shit. Live playthrough. I tell you, I'm gonna give it to you. Ain't no faking on my live.
Well,
I give it to you live and
then
direct.
let me be blunt.
So whatever come through.
Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician.
Just enjoy the story.
I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
Like I said, you have to forgive me.
I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this.
You gotta rock with me. Rock with me, rock with my family, feel me?
Dr. Reed.
I seen it, you know my
Take
video,
a
you
moment
seen
to
it.
consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
I ain't mean to be talking all the dialogue like that. That's why I put the words. Like I said, this is live playthrough. Remember that, live playthrough. I give you live. Anything that happens on my live, man, it is what it is. I don't care for the money or nothing. I do this because I feel like doing it. I'm going to show y'all why I like playing. You know what I'm saying? Tune in, man. Tune in. That's what I do right here, man. Play a little bit of the game. Showing y'all how I play my games, how I like to play my games right now. I'm showing y'all this is how I play. Sitting and giving it to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you me right here.
Dr. Swansea,
my game
thank
side
goodness.
right
I
here.
was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more.
Remember that, it's my game side. Remember
I
that.
bring good news.
My family gonna come behind me too. You know what I'm saying? Remember that.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients.
Yeah, this is my gamer
More
side
scouts if
right
you
here. I'm
couldn't take
giving
it
you my
anymore and
gamer side.
resigned.
That's what I like doing.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rotor in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy,
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country. Will be joining us.
Yeah, I
in
got it. I'm
Pembroke.
doing side by
We're very
side.
lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
So he gave me a jacket, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I try my best not to talk over the story. Like I said, me myself, I like to tune into the story, see what's going on. I said, like I said, y'all have to forgive me when I'm doing these live playthroughs, man. Sometimes people, they get to talk on whatever, family come up. Like I said, this is live, man. And I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna give you no fake stuff. But I hope y'all, like I said, enjoy the gameplay. Oh man, what's going on?
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the seed of life. Drink at this river, dry it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard. I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse.
I guess this is how we... figure out,
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right,
how we
sorry.
help people.
I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
See, and now he reveals he's a doctor
Thanks,
right
Clay
there.
Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Okay. The blood color indicates how much HP you obtain from the ain't no second blood, you know what I'm saying? We trying I wanna help the man. To drink blood of your plague, you first need to read a minor sight. So we can memorize this through.
Bring this fading light into the
Follow the blood.
dance with him, the dance of life and
Put
death.
it into the shadows. Press search to embrace. Embracing. Release him.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
I want to know more about these people, man. I'm one of them vampires, but I'm gonna help these people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to be a blood sucker. Let's let you know we can do it like that, though.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go. But no famished hunter can run for long.
We're gonna get some blood. We're gonna get some blood for somebody who deserves it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have I feel like we have our own moral system. I believe this game doesn't have any. I guess it does affect the city. Whatever you do, choose to do with the people. I believe that. I also believe we can save certain amount of truckers. Certain amount of, oh, this is dangerous over here. Let's see. Should I probably do some ways? Like, we're gonna need some blood. Oh Lord, what is that? We got 4. We ain't about that action. Let's get away from over here. We could explore. I'm gonna look around. If I see another like that, I ain't going for it. Make sure I watch my back. If you spot it. Yeah, let's get away from over here. I ain't messing with this kid. They're pretty strong over here. I ain't messing with it. I'm going to the hop. I like to scope around. You know what I'm saying? I like to look around. See what I can see with my eyeball. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get to the story. I'm going to make sure I'm able to know the people, know the environment I'm running around in. You know what I'm saying? As a vampire. Like, so as a doctor and as a vampire, I would like to know what's really good, man. What's really good, man. What's really good? What's really good? Let's see, he was talking that good a while ago. Shout out to the Boondocks. Dang, it's serious over here. Oh yeah, we got some rats. Yum. Stanky rats, boy. Shout out to them rats that we be eating. Dang, they high levels, boy. Let me go to the story then. We gonna do the story mode. I ain't messing with them. It's a high level, my boy. Trash digging out. Guess you gonna figure out what these screws and junk use for.
It's locked.
Gotta find a way to sneak up in there. Look at that, you gotta wear the mask. Look at that. Pandemic. Gotta wear the mask, yo. Get that bullshit out of here, man. That bullshit smiles out of here.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
We better get blood from the. This dude sucked the blood out of me. That's how I got lost all that health. God damn. Dang. forgot we could do this. Get some stamina back. Ooh, yeah. Put him to sleep, you feel me? Heal myself further, you feel me? Shit, hey, hold up, bro. Shit, I'm gonna catch you later, Mr. Walls.
I swear. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a deep moment.
So I had to dip out. I ain't gonna be doing that, no. Sorry, y'all, I ain't gonna be doing that. I was in a puddle with my boy. I had to leave him, but I had to leave him. I ain't about to be, he doing this thing, I'm doing my thing. I ain't about to be, you know what I'm saying, be doing that. That's a no-no.
It's locked.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, ain't about to be doing that, you hear?
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Yes, yes,
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Why close the hospital's name?
dirty.
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
Are you afraid?
So I guess we more get to feel that hint.
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to take, not death itself.
So maybe there's something I can go back to.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Who comes here to trade with you?
Gotta ask these questions.
It's very unhygienic, even unsafe.
It's one of them guys.
Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
You're a detective doctor. A doctor
what
detective.
kind of things?
With the quarantine,
You're a doctor first,
it's not
then a
always
detective.
easy to buy things.
But as a doctor,
So
you
I
also
trade,
have to be a
I
detective.
exchange.
Right.
Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Detective.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life.
Hey, bitches.
But everything has to be balanced. Even goodwill.
So you're ready to die?
No, I'm not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidama.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
No more hints for this dude right now.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really.
Like one hint for him.
But I'm sure they can be useful.
See. Nigga, 755. Rise of the demon. Codeine. That's codeine. Oh, we could make guns on this guy, but got a handle, got a trigger. That's for the melee.
Oh, you must have been talking about your other TV.
Yeah, the little camera can hear me on there.
Are you still in there?
Yeah. I left the party, but he I do the same thing I was doing. I was like, no, I ain't about to be doing this, man. I'm tiring.
Tomorrow, more bodies.
Get out the way.
So this is straight or what?
It's so far, so you gotta do it.
Is it kind of like Blood Omen?
Nah.
What about, ain't no combat?
Yeah, they got some combat.
What is it? It's straight.
I swear, it's like it's kind of like them Dark Souls, kind of how the combat is. It's like
Secure and shit.
Yeah, like you gotta die. You got your little stamina. That red thing is like the blood you suck. Like you can heal yourself with this. Like so I just use that to heal myself. Like I can bite on people and reserve their blood. That little what is that yellow bar? It's stamina. And that 4 is his level. Level 4, you got people out here that's 11. You fight vampires on here, you fight humans, of course.
I'm sorry you ended up on my plane.
I cannot enter.
I understand you must be very angry about this unfair.
Check it out, though.
You teleport, like you gotta move, you can bring like a little cloud up. I'll show you how to fight, just so you can get to see it. And now all this talking, I can't go on the dog, I'm talking.
It's locked.
I figure out how to get up right now.
It's locked, all right.
It's locked, all right.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Yeah, I could have ate his ass.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
Yeah.
I would like to ask a few questions first.
Gotta run through, we gotta know about everybody.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
Asking you, girl. What's your point of view?
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
And Mr. Hampton, the patient he brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
Yeah, you ain't got nothing. You got some high blood, girl. I suck you up.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Where the other dude? That's that dude I was talking to all about.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us.
Oliver Reed.
I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember.
I say the game like
I was assisting Professor
it's
Carell
like,
in his research about
LA
coronary
Noir.
bypasses. He had nothing but
dark
praise
soul,
for you.
goddamn.
He was also very confident about your future. Look at you now. Eminent surgeon,
What is he, a doctor?
blood transfusion
Yeah, doctor.
specialist.
So you're looking for trying to figure out crimes?
Damn, I gotta find more information about this.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Tell me more about cherished people.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with.
How much was it, like
As
30?
clever and cheerful.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of the hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
Goodbye, Dr. Tibbets.
We smell something from the doctor. Go to our office. Find me some shillings.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since.
Yeah, you're a shooter too, okay?
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Blast me.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
Of course.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Oh, they're not even... They're doing an investigation, huh?
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them...
You got vampires out there, brother. What you mean? And how you get bit? What do you know?
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Milton shotgun. Damn, what, two coins for some bullets? Guess we're gonna see what talk to this brother. How you doing, man?
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Man, get to know everybody.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan.
It's trying to be like SpongeBob, know everybody.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm
I got a hint from this lady right here.
I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them? Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippets. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Dedicated, okay.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses are already resigned.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Why does Dr. Tippets claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left for Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippets does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
She's professional in that field.
Goodbye.
She must be the
Call
greatest
me
one
if you
out
need
there.
assistance.
Know something about that ugly ass nerd? Old lady. Old lady here is trouble. I know something about that, brother. Someone out here sick, boy. Talk to this dude, yeah, okay.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
What's up, girl?
Good evening, miss. I'm
Oh,
Dr.
she's
Reed,
sick.
the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name
Oh.
has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown
Oh,
into
me?
eternity.
I beg your pardon.
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howard?
It's only a couple. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Okay. I'm tired.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
I'm doing these missions, talking to these people. I don't see no negative outcome. I know some question you can ask one time, they done with the answer, done with the question.
Please,
we are doctors.
Describe
so we have to
how
know.
you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Costa syndrome?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cottard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Understand, my baby girl, we in this pandemic and
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
I hear you, lady. Blood ain't shit, though.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Yeah, we're gonna figure out who did it. Before we go to the upload, I meet people, man. I gotta talk to all these people. I gotta.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
I don't know about this guy.
It's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated.
I'm trying to beat somebody's head.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You wouldn't be surprised. You are right.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter. I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Okay, Mr. Dude outside. Damn, he got a bad reputation. Ooh. His reputation is mediocre. Somebody that's doing not good might find out. We don't got to.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Miss Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
Quit!
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry.
You don't say get a grip, but it'd be something else they say.
No idea when this epidemic will be over.
My dude about to be like, get a grip of yourself! Look at that. like hold her ass.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
I gotta come back to this lady soon. I find some more information. What's up with your plan?
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after you?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Your boy's sick, man. He ain't chilling. Won't be surprised one of these people turn.
How close are you to Miss Holcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still living proof that there's hope for me.
You done bust down the hip. You let her bite you.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of my blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less.
He tripping.
And it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doc.
You killing her. You're a plug. Boy, what you doing?
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotter effect. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to her scars. Frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Where were you stationed?
Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Alright, boys, you know this college dude, he tripping. He letting no girl beat on him, you know what I'm saying? Don't make no damn sense. See what this brother.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the dockers' trade union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Has the gang been threatening you?
I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the gang, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Chip's dead.
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place, and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
They kill you.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest, and then I can go back to the people who need me.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks, and I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke?
Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
Reaching to the conveyor now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the doctor
Wow, man, I don't give a damn. I'll take it off if it's too bad.
Goodbye, Mr. Hunt. We'll talk again later.
So this gameplay, live gameplay. I told him. I told him. Like, I told him the rules. But anyway, we found out with this dude, what he is, you know what I'm saying? He here for his homies, man, you know what I'm saying? Make sure everybody's straight. He ain't no bad dude as far as we know, so we gonna keep it trucking. Try to go upstairs to our office, see if we can find some people to talk to. Keep, you know what I'm saying? Check this first floor, I like to sweep it up. So I ain't talking to this out there. I ain't talking to him, he look mean as hell.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swans's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Boom, got some food. Really disapproves of my medicine methods.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital, instead of a burden.
You better hope I don't catch you slipping, I might bite you.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd. I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you,
I'm a vampire, I'm trying to get weird.
Play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
Knowledge has always been and will remain our main weapon. And it has always come at a price. And personal initiative.
It is not a question of initiative. It is a question of integrity. These men and women have put their faith in us, Dr. Reed.
That's what I'm out
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Jackson. Damn, they got a lot of people sick. Ain't know how many people they got. God, no.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Alright, talk to this lady.
Thank you, Nurse Grant.
She coming through. Pretty cool how the game's doing, man. Who is you?
Good evening, madam.
Can I help you? Look how you look.
Who needs you, sir?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
You check up on yourself first, man. You know what I'm saying?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here, then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name?
Mortimer Goswick.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
Oh, let me see what you said on the stream. What's good, bro?
I'll let you get some rest.
What's good?
Don't waste your time with me.
See what the mom's talking about.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Damn, she got a lot of hands. Oh, what I'm doing.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's
There we go.
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Got a hand open, let's get it.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude.
What you said? Elbow call.
That nurse, Miss Wilkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief. but it wasn't cheap.
You in the Halloween spirit, ain't ya?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
Oh, let me see what you said. Nah, just a little special thing, man. You know what I'm saying?
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
See if we can find some more people, get some information on their young. I'm not saying like, let me talk to this dude.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
That's this, man. You know about me work.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Well, scientists gotta watch him, because he might be the one to do anything.
True,
might risk people alive. He better be careful.
Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he would be able to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
You got an investigation.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him? Or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
That's something about the brother right there.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Aykroyd's behavior. A man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Appreciate the conversation, Cleo. I guess we talked to him. Yeah, I did talk to him.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
I hear you, player.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Are you satisfied with your treatment?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
Got a hint cleared. His blood too low though. Man, don't say his blood though. His wife died during the war. Oh yeah. Gonna see what this one is right there. Oh, we getting some people showing.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army, building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
How are your children? after losing their mother.
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
We got one more minute to the life of him.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Got some glass bottles. I'm telling you, we're gonna use them for.
I will not let you down, my woman.
See what's up,
The benefit of the doubt.
I'm all right, my sweet girl.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed.
Looks like a skip.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Let me check the little map of people. The map of people. Where is it? Oh, we got it. You know, this brother got a bad reputation. Okay. We got two more people I believe we got to talk to. Let's go to the second floor. Maybe some people up there thought of this.
As for me,
down where's the stairs?
my sweet girl treats me like a book.
Oh, we in this mother. I talk to this lady.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Slow down.
Goodbye, Nurse.
We said see about you. I see. I hear to go downstairs, see what's up there behind that desk. What's up in here? Oh, you got some loot. I guess they had question marks when they talk to nobody without vampire senses on. Let me talk to everybody down here. Let's get the hell upstairs. Wait a minute. Thought somebody had a question mark. They need to see from far away. God dog. It's Dr. Swazi's office, huh?
I'm busy right now.
Ah, you can't go in there. He must be doing something. Probably gonna be a cussing. You've seen him. He is too exclusive. He got a phone ring. Oh man, I ain't talked to it's a old lady down there. Dang, let me go back down there. Vampire sisters came in handy, boy. Oh man. This old lady somewhere. There she go. I got this stuff. Ah, no, when I do
I cannot enter.
Let's go back upstairs. I think they're gonna be so much. I know it. Damn, nigga, that boy blood. He got a lot of XP. 6,000. God damn. Yo, man. I ain't one of them vampire mind. He be out here. My office at. I'm on the second floor.
It's locked.
Hold on, wait a minute. Investigate serious action. Something going on right now. Hold on. So you got stuff that goes on while you playing the game. Ah, bro. What is this?
You don't mind if I search your pockets, do you, sir? You won't need any of these anyway. I'm not stealing from you, mister. I'm only redistributing your belongings to people who need them more than you. You see, no one has claimed your body, sir. So it would be such a shame to bury you with your...
Got somebody slipping in the cracks now.
I will not forget you, sir. And I thank you for your generous donation.
You don't see it about you, brother. Sadly. You can see he ain't afraid. Look at him. Look at it down. See if we can talk to him. Like, what the hell you doing, bro?
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again.
How dare you steal from the dead, Rakesh? Is that what your pawnbrokers is really about?
These people are dead, sir. What they possessed could be useful for the living. And I'm sure they would agree if they could speak.
You should show respect for the dead. What about their loved ones who may treasure these items you sell?
The bodies I watch over are the unwanted and undesired, sir. I would never deprive anyone of their family artifacts.
Goodbye, Mr. Chidam.
I'm gonna keep this on. Look at that. Boom. Somebody else. Slipping again. Look at this shit. Shit's just popping up on the neck. I'm trying to hurry up and get over there and see that shit. That nigga's doing a lot of dirt on this game here. There we go.
How can I be sure I'll not find your unconscious body in the house again?
I promise you'll not find my unconscious body.
For God's sake, how can you say such a thing?
How can you refuse to listen? I tried to warn you for so long.
No, I won't let my only son die. You promised me you'd stay alive.
Your son lied to you, like the whole world lies to us.
They tried to kill us. See what about them.
You eat one of them?
Yeah, I believe it. I just gotta figure out where you how you do it. I know you could like command somebody to go to the shadows. You can eat them.
How is my son doing?
That's what I did. I could have done earlier, but I spared his life.
Your son wished to die, Beatrice. Why did you hide such crucial information?
Are you not aware suicide is a crime? Mortimer could be thrown in jail. I can't let that happen.
I understand you fear the legal consequences, Mrs. Goswick. But don't you realize your silence significantly affects your son's case?
All my son needs is help and comprehension. Not judgment and punishment for what he may or may not have done.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Is your mother bothering? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured, you're in good hands.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
Admit it, Mortimer. Your mother had you hospitalized here because you tried to kill yourself.
Yes.
All right, then. This is the first time we've really shared information about your case. Shall we call this progress?
Call it what you want, Dr. Reed.
Can I help you in any way, Mr. Goswick?
I wrote a letter for my mother. She was supposed to read it after my death. But I suppose she doesn't have to read it now.
I see. And is this letter still near the place where you tried to take your own life?
Yes. And I don't want anyone reading my last words. I mean, I'm still here. If you bring me back that letter, then perhaps we'll talk.
Okay, we got a key. We getting, see?
You can trust me. I won't report you to the authorities. My one and only concern is your health.
I guess I should thank you then.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Probably might see dude or still do something suspicious, probably not telling.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son?
Really, I'm not unlock anything for her.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Something deuces. I said you let Vampyr sentence. We did try looking for. Let me see what this person is on this map here, though. And not that far from this hospital. Let's get up out of here real quick. Live gameplay, y'all. Wherever y'all see, you feel me? Like I said, I'll go back and check this video myself. So far, I know I might get copyrighted.
I cannot enter.
Might get copyrighted because of some of the stuff that's been played during this live feed. See what we're fighting Okay, from that, I had to get on with that. Let's go. I'm not ashamed, I'm not ashamed. Not ashamed, I'm not ashamed. See, we on something. I got distracted. I just got distracted. One day I went this thing. I love that final blow. That final blow gonna come from a bite sometime. Yeah, I gotta. That's a letter. A photograph of a smiling couple with the figure in a bit in public photo.
So,
information.
Mr. Hooks unearthed.
Got some information.
Hawkins are an item. Those two have hidden their affections well.
So we can't go to the house for shit. We still investigate. Did we come from this way? Which way we came from? Which way we came from? What's up in the hall? We got nothing back here behind the desk. Found the letter to figure out we got a couple here. Ooh. Got a little pain right here on the side of my face. Find a way to sneak in somewhere. I know they ain't just gonna have us on. I know you ain't just gonna have me up here, just looking. You better let me in through somewhere. Yes. So, that ain't nothing. Just get down from there. Y'all forgive me, man. I'm trying to, while I'm looking around, I'm trying to make sure I'm checking everything. I believe that's bring the water back to it somewhere. So where he at?
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Okay, ask about it.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Yeah, excuse me, man.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet, with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
If it goes down, I will be back. But it's either another time I play this. There'll be another time when I play this. Or I keep continuing on with the stream. There's probably gonna be another time if it goes off. Just to let y'all know. So I'm gonna let y'all know right now, man. I appreciate all y'all coming through, checking out my stream. You know what I'm saying? My live, I call it live gameplay. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my kinfolk. Shout out to my Nub Trill. Remember that? Nub Trill, Mike. You know what I'm saying? Bad Boy Mike. Y'all remember that? Shout out to Hitman. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to me. I appreciate y'all coming through to my stream, man. You know what I'm saying? Checking it out. Whether you watch this whole thing or you don't. Whether you know someone new, you don't watch the whole thing. At least you came through. You peeked it out. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all, man. Let's get, you know what I'm saying? Let me continue with the gameplay. Like I said, if it goes out, y'all, appreciate y'all. Thank you. Peace and love. You know what I'm saying?
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
There's nothing wrong.
Goodbye, Milton.
Man, I ain't got good and evil. That was the investigation. We got it covered. We liked it now. I believe that was side mission. I believe we could probably go upstairs now. We did that. Like I said, let's go ahead and get it, man. A lot of conversations been going on. A lot of, like I said, investigation. We have to figure out what's going on, who did this, who did what, you know what I'm saying, what's going on, who got relations. You know what I'm saying? I believe as I progress through the regions of these towns, there's going to be more of these I have to do. Like I said, I have to be with it. You know what I'm saying? Vampyr is not a bad guy. I'm just one of those dudes that I understand they want you to listen and chill, but I like to, you know what I'm saying, whoop their head, and that's me right there. So far, this game is not bad. I have no problem with it when I found the weapon. Oh, we got some more information. to information. So we do have to looking in these rooms and things is important, of course. We wouldn't have found that. So I believe we could be playing the game.
It's locked, all right.
Need a key.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Straight up, no Dracula bullcrap going on around here, yes indeed. So I'm guessing in this office probably gonna learn how to craft and do a whole bunch of other things. It's kind of like Bully, you know what I'm saying? If they got something like Bully going on, it's pretty dope.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Needs water. Needs some water. For people who wants to check out stuff like this, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you can pause the video and check this out if you would like. We'll scroll down. You know what I'm saying? So anyone who's willing to read all that, they can check that out. I'm not gonna be checking it out, obviously. If it's something important during the story, I will, you know what I'm saying, go back and check it out. Yeah, obviously, I'm thinking it's just something you can give them information about the game. Let me save it at this beach over here. Oh, just some crap in the store. Alright. So we got the crap. This needs to analyze components. Oh shit. Oh, that's old shit. See this shit. Santa Claus in there fucking milk cookies. Oh, close it out? Yeah, I think so. Oh, man. I'm not the PlayStation, but actually, we got not one there. She's still on. Got her froze up, man. TV still on. Yeah, PlayStation here. See what I'm about to craft. That's okay with this shit. Yeah, it's all cool and stuff, but I'm gonna kill. Damn, take the TV out. Dang. Got some HP for doing.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time. The flower's dying. It needs water.
Almost close to level 5. Time to drain us down. I need to become a living room. I probably had that shadow bear, be invisible while you're a vampire. Put it to good uses. The beast teleports itself to what happens on. Prepare the shadow for tears. My bad, it feels powerful. My head, my ultimate. Get that rage shit. Science, medical bag. My boy like a blade. Low key blade got serum and he got bullets. My boy make his own serum. Goddamn bullets. Finish my stamina.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. What about my thirst for blood?
Appreciate y'all watching my stream, man. I'm about to go ahead and close it now. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Our investigation was so sweet. Look at that. Peace.